morning. This is Daniel Okinawa, bringer of light and life, wanting to bring a little light into our life through the good morning song that we greet the sun with. And this morning I'd like to do a little talk on a big problem in most of our Indian reserves, and that is there's no jobs. For instance, in the Lakota, Pine Ridge, I think there's only 50% of the people that have jobs. So what can we do if there are no jobs available? And so there's poverty, and then it ends up with addiction and so on. And so it's a bad situation where we can just blame it on no jobs. And I'd like to address that issue this morning. What does a job provide for? Think about that. Basically, a job provides finances for shelter, food, water, and clothes. That's the bottom line. Now, an example of this is the founder of the American Indian Movement, Russell Means, did not wait for government agreements to be made. He simply took a teepee to the sacred Black Hills of the Lakota, found a good spot to squat in the wilderness and live there off the land. Instead of complaining, instead of grieving the loss of certain things, he went and took action. And he was a man of action, and I honor him. So let's look at the issue of no jobs. First of all, what about water? Well, you can always live near a stream, use the charcoal from your open fire for filtration, or find a spring. You can dig a well or use condensation collection devices. And so water is available. You just have to find it. Food. You can buy or make traps. You can hunt with a man-made bow. I've made 3 or 4 bows and arrows. Or blow dart gun. The Cherokee are really skilled at the blow dart gun. I've won 5 years at powwows in the blow dart contest. They consider me a pro. So that's a good weapon to use for small game like squirrels or rabbits and that kind of thing. And then you could cook over an open fire, use the skins of the animals to make moccasins and clothing. You can learn how to do as our ancestors did, and that is to harvest roots, herbs, berries, and certain tree barks to make food supplies. These are ancient arts of our people that you can go back and research. Learn from the grandmothers who knew how to do this. Then the issue of shelter. You can make a portable teepee like Russell Means did. Build a portable lodge. You can even build a mini longhouse, which they use bark for that. Or construct a yurt, and you can actually put a fireplace in a yurt. Construct a cabin. Or, easier, you can find a cave or cliff to dwell in, which I have caves near where I live that have 3 tiers with an opening at the top for a fire. Or a cliff to live under, like the cliff dwellers. Or you can dig a below-ground lodge, which is very good in terms of temperature and keeps you cool in the summertime, warm in the winter. Now, what about a place to do all this? Well, you have reserves that are available. You have land preserves, wilderness areas, or you can purchase a ½ acre of land near resources. Use some of your government allowance to purchase land instead of purchasing drugs or alcohol. And that's what I'm trying to do with the Snowbird Cherokee, get them to purchase lands and houses so they could build a future. And so stop complaining about not having a job and just look at what you can provide with what you have and what our culture has taught us to use. And so this is an issue that I'd like to begin to address, because I think we need to begin to move forward with our culture rather than just kind of living in the pain of multi-generational grief like we have in the past. Aho, this is Daniel Oki now.